Welcome to the Word of Gab podcast. I am Gab, your mid-20s fun tita with a resting bitch face. This podcast is all about adulting lessons and stories in my journey to being a responsible adult while fostering healthy relationships, spreading positivity and confidence, and enjoying coffee. No pressure. You can do anything as you listen to this pod. You can work, do laundry, wash the dishes, or maybe just chill with me while you take a sip from your favorite drink. So, let the stories begin. Welcome back to the Word of Gab podcast. We are on our last 3 lessons, and I am so excited to finish this minisode and start the new year with a bang. I want to thank you for being here and joining me in this journey. If you've been listening since lesson number 12, thank you for doing that. But if you're just here right now, that's okay too. You can still go back and binge the past episodes. That's perfectly fine. That's something I actually love about podcasts. Usually you don't have to listen to it chronologically, especially if it's not more of a story type. Anyway, let's jump into today's lesson, and it's all about the value of family. So during the holidays, we spend more time with our family. I think this is part of the Filipino culture wherein family is one of the most important basic units of society. Kaya kung mapapansin mo, diba, most of the celebrations are spent sa mga kamag-anak, sa mga kapamilya mo. Laging ganon. Bihira ka, maybe aside from Valentine's Day, I couldn't think of any other holiday na you would spend with your, parang okay lang na hindi mo kasama ang kapamilya mo, diba? So, during the holiday season, a lot of us are with our families. Some are even forced to go back home for the holidays. Going back home could be a fun experience for some, but not for all. The reason why I used forced is because some people are pressured by this cultural standard or societal standard na dapat kasama mo yung pamilya mo during the holiday season, especially during Christmas, and kapag sasalubong ka sa New Year, you should be with your family. But this lesson is all about why your family doesn't have to be blood-related to you. Why did I say this? Kasi hindi naman lahat tayo pare-pareho ng family dynamics. There are families that are so toxic that you just want to stay inside your room. There are people who always go out and party because sobrang basura ng mga tao sa kanila. And hindi mo sila pwedeng sisihin for it. Kasi it's their way of not letting themselves be ruined by the toxicity. And yung pressure na nilalagay natin na Christmas is for the family, it's not helping them. And why can't we accept that family could be your friends, could be your college roommates, could be someone you just met and connected with? The way I see family changed a lot this year, mostly because of the election period, and at the same time, this is the age wherein I'm forming my values, and those values that I'm trying to build is what I would be using guiding myself throughout my life. And I am not the type to bend it just for the sake of kapamilya mo. That's why for me, I see families as the bonds na talagang na-build through time. Kumbaga, ito yung grupo ng mga tao na alam mo na when worst comes to worst, sila yung nandyan para sa'yo. Ito rin naman yung mga tao na pag masaya ka, parang mas masaya pa sila para sa'yo. Yun yung pamilya na pwede mong buuin. And masakit man aminin, hindi lahat ng kadugo mo ganon para sa'yo. We are so obsessed with chismis and a lot of stuff like that na sobrang dami during reunions na ako, I personally don't like attending reunions, lalo na kung hindi ko naman kasi sila kilala, diba? And mostly yung mga matatanda, that's what they do. For them, it's just sharing stories. It's just kamustahan. Pero the way I see it, para kasing pinagchichismisan nyo yung ibang tao, which is most of the time yung case, na parang, oh, yung pinsan mo, ganto, ganyan. Mas maiintindihan ko na sharing of stories na kamustahan para sa isa't isa. For example, kakamustahin mo yung pinsan mo na nandoon sa family reunion na, uy, pinsan, kamusta ka na? ano na nangyari sa'yo after college, hindi na tayo nakakapag-usap masyado sorry, yun. Yun ang kamustahan na ina-expect ko during reunions. And the chismis is just so annoyingly profound. Kaya parang in reunions, I stay away from those na madalas nakikipag-chismisan lang. Funny enough kasi yung nanay ko chismosa talaga siya. So just a funny story about my mom being chismosa. Back when we were in Tondo, my kuya remembered this story So, sinare niya lang na may nagsisigawan daw dun sa labas ng bahay namin. And may hinahabol yata yung mga police na someone nakatakas or something like that. Pero may hinahabol. Sobrang chismosa ng nanay ko. Binuksan niya yung bintana, tinignan niya. Tapos bigla siya tinutukan ng baril ng mga police. Dahil, ganun siya ka-chismosa. Buti na lang hindi siya na paano. Anyway, going back to the chismosa and chismosa relatives that we have. I know we all have that kind of relative who loves to talk about other people, saying that they're just concerned, they just want to know what's happening with you, they just want to be updated because we're relatives, but in reality, there's no rule that you have to be updated to a relative that you barely care about, especially if you have opposing views in life. You don't have to stick with that. You can even go back to one of my episodes wherein I say that it's okay to just cut them off. Also, if you know me, I'm often the optimistic one within the bunch, or even with my relationship, I'm the optimistic one. And I usually see the better side of things, but there are just some instances wherein there's no better side of things. You just have to accept things as it is. If your family treats you like shit, there's no excuse for that. And it's not a reflection of you. Most of the time, it's them projecting probably their insecurities or whatever it is they're bottling up inside. So, if you think that this episode is mostly about you giving more importance to your blood relatives, it's not. Because I think there are already a lot of people saying that you should value your family to the point na sobrang toxic yung positivity nila, na pipilitin ka nila even if your relatives bully you. That's not this episode, because this episode is all about you and your right to choose your family. So this is me reminding you that if you want to spend your New Year or New Year's Eve with your chosen family, go ahead. There's no judgment here. And here is my challenge for you for this episode. Say thank you to the chosen family you've created or you've found, and be more intentional in spending time with them for 2023. I hope this lesson resonated with you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye! Thank you so much for spending your precious time with me, and I want to hear your thoughts, so feel free to message me on Instagram or on Facebook at Word of Gab Podcast. You can follow, like, and share. As always, I want to remind you that when someone tries to dim your light, blind them. See you next time. Bye!